Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode of Coffee with Coach. Hope you're all doing well. Got the mind in the right place. If not, as always, it's put in the right place. So today, I want to share with you guys something I just came across a few hours ago. I've just been listening to it over and over again. It's a short video. It's about, I don't know, maybe 2.5 minutes long. But it's just like a little short clip of one of Jocko's podcasts. If you don't know who Jocko is by now, you should. You're way behind. You need to catch up. It'll definitely do your life some good if you don't know who he is and you find out who he is. All right. So again, a lot of times it's the titles, right? The titles will grab my attention. That's what they're supposed to do. And it will, get me to click on the video so that I can hear and, see what it's all about. So the title on the video is "Life is Going to Break You If You're Not Built for It." And then, hyphen Jocko Willink and Cam Hanes. Okay, so it's Jocko and Cam Hanes. I didn't get a chance to get too much into Cam Hanes, whatever, but normally, obviously, whenever Jocko has someone on his podcast, it's like a former Navy SEAL or someone that's been in the military, done all kind of, tough things in their life, and then they bring them on and share those things. So with a title that says "Life is Going to Break You If You're Not Built for It," like everyone should click on something like that, because you should be interested in like what they're talking about, what they have to say. So in this short clip, he says, this guy Cam Hanes, he says something that grabbed my attention besides the title. He says, we got to compete. That's what we're here for. Like, that's what life is, a competition. Now, I say that to my students. My coach, Bruno Bassos, he says the same thing. And I would say, for the most part, any of the top tier guys in jiu-jitsu or just anywhere, like really high level successful people in any field would agree to that. And some people, when you go with, like, I like to read the comments, I like to see what people say. And so I went through a couple of the comments or whatever. And of course, it went right over the top of some of these, some people's heads or whatever. And it's like, life isn't all about competing. It's not all about winning, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's not what it's about. And one of the responses in the comments here kind of said the same thing. Like, man, I think you guys are just missing the point. Like, what we're talking about, or what he's talking about, because he says, life is going to break you if you're not ready. It's just like, life's a competition. Like, everything you do is about winning and losing. Okay. Did you get up on time today? And if you didn't, you lost. Okay. If you got up either before your alarm clock or when the alarm clock went off, and you were on time for all your things this morning so far to the day, and it's only 10:43 in Texas time, then you are winning. If you slept in and you hit your alarm snooze button and you got up 30 minutes, an hour late, you are losing. You are behind to start the day, Monday, and the week off. And the rest of your day, you're rushing and you're trying to play catch up. So you are losing. So that's a great example of like a part of life being winning and competition thing. Are you getting your things done throughout the day, or are you just saying, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. I don't feel like it. That's a losing mentality. You are going to lose in whatever it is that you're trying to do, because you're just not going to get the things done that you should be doing, because you're allowing yourself to take a break and sit down or play games or do whatever, and not get those things done. So that's part of life. You are losing, okay? And if you're doing the things you're supposed to be doing, then you are winning. I already got my run in this morning, 3 miles. It's Monday. I don't know, for whatever. It just depends. Okay. Everyone, like, I wouldn't say everyone, but for the most part, I would say not everyone has like a perfect night's sleep every night. And some nights I definitely don't. And, it's one of those mornings where I just didn't feel like it. I don't want to start my day off like that. So when I have those feelings, like I don't feel like it, or I don't feel like it, I really don't really want to do it. It's hot outside. It's Texas, so it's like already like almost 90 degrees or whatever. It's very humid. The thought process is like, well, if I don't do this, I'm losing, and I don't want to start my Monday off like that, my week off like that. I need to get this running. I need to get these 3 miles in. It takes 30 minutes to get them done or less. And I'll be back before I know it, and let's just get it out the way. So then that's the self-talk that I have to talk to myself to get it done. And I got it done this morning while I was listening to this stuff. And when I'm listening to this stuff, as I'm jogging, as I'm running, it makes it real easy to like pick up the pace a little bit faster and then get your feet moving in the right direction and lace up your tennis shoes and get to doing the things that you're doing, because this is what you need. This is what you need to get through each day, because life is definitely throwing things your way to stop you and to prevent you from doing the things that you need to get done to be successful. Or people, they say things about you or post things about you or whatever. Just people just trying to get in your way of doing things. You can either let them win and you lose, or they lose and you win by doing the things that you're supposed to do, and not allowing them to shut you down. Okay. So that's part of life too. And so we're not even talking jiu-jitsu competition right now. Okay. We're not even into that part yet. We're just talking about just getting your day started, doing the things that you're supposed to do. I'm about to go train here in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so. The rounds will start, actually a little bit longer than that, but about 30 minutes. The rounds will start. I have to get these 4 rounds in, maybe 5 or whatever, to get my personal training in. It's my personal training day on Monday and Wednesdays like that. And if I don't do that, my day just isn't going to be the same. It will bother me the rest of the day, even if I'm sore, tired, don't really feel like it. The mindset or the feeling that I would have of the incompletion of letting whatever my feelings were or life get in the way of things will win. And I don't want that to happen. I don't like losing. Like, the feeling of losing sucks, right? So it bothers me that bad to have a feeling like that. And for a lot of people, it doesn't. But for me, it does. So I will go get the training in and do what I got to do. And then my day just goes through the same process. And it's the same monotonous things each day to make sure that I'm on track doing the things that I'm supposed to do so that I can win. By the end of the day, I think I've shared this in quite a few episodes before. But at the end of the day, when you lay down and put your head on the pillow at night, each day, every single day, you will, at least for me, I ask myself, did you win or lose today? How was that day? Did you just shut down and didn't do the things that you were supposed to do? And if you didn't do those, then you lost an opportunity to win. You lost today. At the end of the night, when you go to sleep, those thoughts are going through my mind. Like, I don't want those thoughts in my head right before I shut down and go to sleep to get ready for the next day. So that's also another thing that will help push me to get those things done. So it's a competition, man. Everything is a competition. And in these comments, life's not a competition. And then in these other comments, like some of the people, like these other guys that I was reading their comments, are like, most people aren't going to get this stuff because they just don't like to compete. They're going to just not do things. The average mediocre person does not like to compete. They don't like that pressure. They don't like, to put in that kind of work. So they're going to lose, and they're going to say those things, what they're saying in these comments, and it'll just go right over their head, and they will continue being that same average person, mediocre person for the rest of their life until they're no longer on this earth. And for me, that sucks. For me, there's no way that I just had some family over the weekend. We kind of got into that conversation. Like, that's not why we're here. Like, we're here to win. We're here to do things. But in that process of life, we're going to have really crappy things happen to us. People are going to die. Your pets are going to die. I had multiple. I had lost five pets so far, man. That sucks. I've had good friends pass away. I've students pass away. I had, whatever, family members. It's just, death sucks. It will suck so many things out of you, mentally and physically, mess with your head so much. But at the end of the day, you still have things to do, and you got a job to do for yourself, and your family. So you got to keep it moving. So those are just other things that are just going to come up to where it's like, push you to quit, stop you from doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. And so I'm 100,000% agreement with the fact that we got to compete. That's what we're here for. And life is going to break you if you're not built for this. So one of the comments in here was talking about depression and all this stuff. And this guy was basically like, I've accepted that and I'm just going to live with this for the rest of my life until I die. And then another comment below that was like, man, you really need to change your mindset. Like, you know, like be careful of the foods that you eat and exercise more and get around the right people. And what are you listening to every day? And these are the things that I talk about on these episodes. These mental vitamins, I think is more important than anything. I think it's more important than running, lifting weights, training jiu-jitsu, eating healthy. Like if you're not feeding your mind with like really positive things or listening to people talk about good things, you can be in great shape. You can be a world-class athlete. You can just whatever, but then mentally break because you're just not built for what's ready to come your way. So it has to be like a competition for you to like constantly feed your mind with these things, these good things, these good thoughts, these good episodes of podcasts. As I walk my dog, it takes me an hour. It literally takes me an hour to walk my dogs each morning. It's how I get my body moving. I get the blood going and everything like that. And then that's what I'm listening to. And then I take off running after that, or I'll come home. Like tomorrow, it's Tuesday, so I'll lift weights right after I do the dog walk. And then it's like listening to that stuff as I'm lifting weights for the next 45 minutes. So it's a couple hours of each day of like feeding my mind with like these things and guys talking about winning and not letting life win and doing like being successful and whatever the case may be. Like that's how I start my day every day. So it makes things a lot easier when things that are tough, when people try to shut me down or life just in general just does crappy things, stuff breaks in your home and you got to pay, the other day my pool shut down on me and broke. I needed a new motor. It's like $1,000, just like that, boom, and then recently I'm looking out the door here, but my AC went out and I was like almost $2,000, the water heater, whatever, just stuff like that. That stuff sucks. No one wants to deal with that, but you have to deal with it. It's either that or you don't have no AC for being in the summer. So anyways, but going into like some jiu-jitsu, there was a podcast from a former student of mine that had a really good podcast, had some really good things to say about training with us over the years that she was with us, for about 10 years. And one of the things that she was talking about was competing in jiu-jitsu. And she says it, everyone should compete at some point or another. You need to have that feeling. It pushes you and helps you deal with these things that you have to deal with in competing. And people that avoid competing, they'll just never be as good as they could be. They're never going to reach their full, true potential if they don't really push themselves and get out of their comfort zone like that. Okay, let's talk about, for all my jiu-jitsu practitioners out there, or just any sport, right? Let's just say we just drill. We come in and we just drill and we never live roll. How do you pressure test that? How do you know how good you really are or can be? Or how do you know that you can really get out of these bad positions with the things you're being shown if someone's not on top of you, trying to stay on top of you and you're trying to get out in a live scenario? So if you don't, and that's a competition. Even if you don't go to an actual competition in a venue, as soon as you walk into your academy and you bow on the mat, you are getting ready to compete when the live rounds start. Once those live rounds start and you shake hands and bump fists with someone, they are trying to beat you. It's a competition. You're trying to beat them. They're trying to beat you. And when the bell rings, someone wins, either by submission or by points. It's as simple as that. So you're competing every day anyways. So it just depends on, how do you handle that? How do you handle the wins and losses? And that's what I like about this stuff. If you're not built for it, because he's talking about, he played football, I think, and he played these other sports, this guy, Cam Haynes, and he's like, it helps you with those things because you got to know how to lose. You got to know how to win. You got to know how to make adjustments and adapt. And in a live scenario, when someone is physically trying to choke you out or submit you with some other type of submission, you have to adapt and adjust to those things. Just like life throws things your way and they're just trying to choke you out or submit you in some kind of way. You have to adjust to that. So it's a competition, man. Like there's no other way around it. Life is a competition. Life is going to break you if you're not built for it. And if you're not preparing yourself on a daily basis with what you listen to and how you eat and how you treat your body and how you run and work out and the people that you're around, the network that you have, you are going to lose. You are not going to be as good as you can be or as successful as you could be if you're not doing all of these things, especially the mental part of it. So when he says we got to compete, that's what we're here for. I'm 100% in agreement with that. Like it's true. It's just what it is. And the people that don't agree with that, I just know they're not really as successful as they could be. They want more. They should want more. They're just not going to have more because they're just in their comfort zone. They're laying back. They're in the shadows. They're hiding under cover, so to speak, man. They're not putting themselves out there. They're not taking any risks. They're not going for it. Okay? They're not going for it. They're not putting themselves in a position to really be the best possible thing that they can be. And everyone suffers because of that. So, I feel someone asked me the other day, like, what would I say would be one of my strengths? And I think I have a lot of them, but one in particular would be like to bring people up around me. I know that's what I do. I've done it thousands of times for all my students that have come through my doors at some point or another. I've helped so many individuals lose the weight, get in better shape, build better confidence, like handle bullies, like win competitions that they think that they could win, or just do things, just completely change their life around because they walked through my academy doors and met me and my team. That's a huge, huge characteristic of myself. And so, that has everything to do with the mindset that I have, which this individual that the former student I had, when they asked her about what were some of her, who influenced her, like coming up in jiu-jitsu, and one of the things after she mentioned my name was like, he's a spirit. And the way she said it, she kind of laughed, like it was like she had to think about it for a second, and then she just said that. And most definitely, it's I can be intense at certain times or whatever, but there is no doubt that what I'm trying to do here with my team, my students, and just whoever come in contact with me is to win at life, not just competition, but at life, period. So yeah, we got to compete. That's what we're here for. All right, guys, I got to go compete with one of my teammates that's coming to see me here in a few minutes. So about to get after it. You guys have a great day. We'll see you.